and welcome to another ASMR video. Again, the topic of conversation is only Force and Horses. I do apologise, I will have other videos of other retro nostalgic things coming your way, but I just need to get the props sorted. But in the meantime, as I wanted to get some content out there, I thought I'd try this. So if anyone is a fan of Only Fools and Horses, this is a great book that I bought. And I'm going to ask you some questions, like a quiz. And then we'll see how well you do. I will leave a brief pause after asking the questions so that you're able to answer. And then I'll read out the answer for you. Okay, without further ado, let's give it a go. I'm going to ask them randomly. I'm not going to have a structure to this, it's just a test video, and if it goes well I can do a more structured one afterwards. I have written on some of these pages as well, so I have to make sure I don't choose those. So let's start with Rodney. I will just find the answers as well so that there's no flicking backwards and forwards too much. Okay, I will ask you random questions from this page. 450. In Christmas Crackers, Del Boy claimed that Rodney had gone out with more dogs than. Can you complete the line? Not a great politically correct one to start with, I do apologise. The answer is Crufts. In A Slow Bus to Chingford, what was Rodney wearing on his feet when he was working as a night watchman? Plimsolls. I'd got that wrong, I thought it was trainers. Can you recall the name of the series that Nicholas Dinter starred in after Goodnight Sweetheart? I think I remember this one. I think it's got an animal in the title, but I might be wrong. I was wrong, it's Gulliver's Travels. I'll ask one more from this page. In Homesick, Grandad visited Del Boy and Rodney in the market. What type of fish pie was Rodney going to be given for his tea because Del Boy said he didn't like it? I remember this one. It's haddock. Right, I will move on to another section. Okay, this one is on the episode called Hole in One. This is a very good episode. Let me find the page. Apologies again for the rustling. Here we go. So, I'll ask her a few random ones from this one as well. I'll just check. It's just the 2 pages. So, I'll start with an easy one. What hole did Uncle Albert fall down? I will check the answer even though I know it. It is the cellar at the Nag's Head. When Uncle Albert fell down the hole at the Nag's Head, what did Rodney say he had probably broken? A little bit more tricky, this one. Four dozen bottles of Guinness. I have to say I wouldn't have got that. I knew it was something to do with broken bottles, but I wouldn't have been specific to mention Guinness. And I'll do one more from this episode. What hole did Del Boy claim was probably the only hole Uncle Albert had not fallen down in his life? I think I know this one. It's the black hole of Calcutta. move on to the episode Sleeping Dogs Lie. Why did Uncle Albert have to go to hospital for tests? Because he'd eaten the same pork that Del and Rodney had given the dog. What breed was the dog? It was a Great Dane, I know that, don't need to look at that one. What was the dog's name? Charlie, Dukey or Lucky? It was Dukey. And finally from this page, Boycie and Marlene were going on holiday and Delboy agreed to look after their dog for them whilst they were away. Where did Boycie say they were going on holiday? They went to the Seychelles. How about to Hollenbach? I'm already on that page for the answers, that's quite handy. Okay, so in the opening scene we see a plane landing on the runway. What European city had the plane just arrived from? I'll give a clue, it's massively to do with the episode. It was Amsterdam. What items was Delboy trying to were Delboy trying to sell in the Nag's Head and later in the episode in the market? Okay, I wouldn't have got that. It was digital watches. I'm not sure if you can see the answers when I flick over to them, so apologies if it's not the most professional video. I like to not edit my videos, I like to have it pure, so one more question from this episode, I think, after that digression. Let me see for a good one. Okay. Delboy had a meeting with two people in a back room at the Nag's Head. One was Boycie, who was the other person? It was Abdul. Let's see we'll go for another mixed bag next. I do hope you're doing well at the quiz. I consider myself a massive Only Fools and Horses fan, but there's a few of these I would have been struggling on actually. Okay, random one to start with. In The Yellow Peril, what did Delboy say he would let Rodney borrow that persuaded Rodney to paint the kitchen of the Chinese takeaway? And do you know this one? I think it was his Dirty magazine. I will just check that. Yeah, his Dirty books. In Friday the 14th, how did the Mad Axe Killer manage to escape from the Institute for the Criminally Insane? The answer is a storm brought brought down the power cables. And affected the security system. Okay, I like this one, so I'm going to ask this one. In From Prussia with Love, what did Uncle Albert say to Anna when Del Boy asked him to ask her what her name was? I should learn to read, really. Oh, I'm going to repeat that one. In From Prussia with Love, what did Uncle Albert say to Anna when Del Boy asked him to ask her what her name was? I remember this being a really funny part, because Albert said he could speak German, and he asked her, "What is your Name?" in a better German accent than I just did. And I'll ask one more from this section. This is funny. In Tea for Free, what did Trigger say was wrong with the wheelchair that his granny used in an effort to make Del Boy feel better about being in a wheelchair? It was a squeaky wheel. I do remember that. That was a really good episode. Nearly made my top 5, that one. Okay, what next? How about Trigger? I'll just get to the answers. Okay. What did Trigger always call Rodney? I mean, if you're even 1% into Uniforms and Horses, which I imagine you are if you're watching this video, then that's a bit of an insulting question, really, that I just asked you. But I will say the answer anyway. It is, of course, Dave. It's funny, actually, going through this, because I do know a lot more answers than I give myself credit for. But I'm starting to doubt myself, so I always check them anyway, even though they're quite obvious ones. Okay, I'm going to ignore that second question because that episode didn't exist. Okay, what was Trigger's occupation? Again, this should be quite an easy one for only Force Norse's fans, but he was, of course, a road sweeper. I'll ask one more from Trigger. In May the Force Be With You, what did Trigger point to in an attempt to warn Rodney that Slater was a policeman? Oh, I remember the scene at the bar behind Slater's back, but I can't think what he actually pointed to. Let's have a look. He pointed to his eye, which actually doesn't help me in understanding why I forgot that one. Maybe he was suggesting he's got his eye on you, I don't know. Okay, let's move on a bit, shall we? We've gone, let's go a bit further into the book. So here we go, Time on Irons, that's one of my favourite episodes, it made my top 5. Let's just quickly find the answers to this one. Here we go. Right. Okay, I'll start with an easy one. How did Uncle Albert manage to mess up the gravy for the dinner? He, of course, mixed it up with coffee. The jar of Maxwell House and Kenko, I think it might have been, were very similar. And even now, when I see that scene, I see them pouring that coffee over their lovely roast dinner. As a massive fan of roast dinners and not coffee, I always feel really, really like, oh, it just gets me. What a waste of a roast dinner. Poor Raquel. presenter that Del Boy told Rodney to leave This Is Your Life to. And this one is about Only Fools and Horses, but also a knowledge of 90s TV too. I believe it's Michael Aspel, but I will just check that. It is Michael Aspel, yeah. Okay, and we'll ask another one from this section. Blimey, a lot of these for after they want the money. Okay. What did Del Boy buy Uncle Albert from his share of the money? We could probably take an educated guess at this one. I think we see him using it in the episode at the end with the lovely scene with the background music of Our House. It's a beautiful song, really befitting the episode. Okay, I've gone off a tangent now. I think the answer is a boat, but I will just check. It is a motor launch. I don't know what that is. Possibly some sort of boat. I don't know. I feel silly now. Okay, I think we're getting on to the new episodes. I'm not really interested in these. There's expert questions. I think we'll leave them for this one. Okay, I can't do this one because I've written the answers on that one and that one and a few of these. I'm not sure how well these are coming out on camera. I'm not in front of the camera, so I can't actually see what you can see at the moment. Ever the professional. And I'm not sure if you can read the answers, so I don't really want to ask them when the answers are on the page. Okay, here's a later episode, or second half of the series anyway. Little Problems. I will just quickly grab the answers to this one. They are 945. Okay, we're good to go. Right. Why was Rodney so despondent at the beginning of the episode when he was sitting at a table in the Nag's Head? The answer is he failed his computer exam. What was the latest executive bargain that Del Boy was selling in this episode? I want to say mobile phone. It is a mobile phone, of course, that famous scene where, I say famous scene, it's famous to me, where Boise and I think possibly Trigger and maybe Denzel are watching TV in the Nag's Head, and Del Boy's phone manages to change the channel. They were watching racing and it changes, and I think at one point we see Bunglesby and George, although I may have phantom memory on that one. And I think we see the Channel 4 indent as well, and then back to the racing. Okay, let's see if there's one more question from this section. Okay, I'll do an easy one. What was the surname of the brothers who Boise said were looking for Del Boy? It was the Driscoll brothers, and they're really good, real good casting on those two. I think I'll do one more section for this video because we're on 20 minutes now. I'll do my next one that I come across that's not actually got any words. episode that I do. Okay, how about this one? We'll end with a significant episode in the whole of the series. 3 men, a woman and a baby. And we need questions 1035. It would help me if they're on the right hand side of the page. And they're not. Okay, never mind. What did Uncle Albert tell Rodney that Del Boy and Raquel were thinking of calling their baby? I think it was Rodney. It was Rodney. What was Del Boy's latest money-making item that he was selling in this episode? I think this one has wigs, so I guess a wig would be the answer. I will check. Hair pieces, to be precise. Of course, Rodney used the clip-on ponytail to, I guess, seduce Cassandra in the episode. And of course, they thought it was, or she thought it was a rat. Right, one more question. Which of Del Boy's most famous lines did he speak to his son when we saw Del Boy standing, holding him at the end of the episode? I have to think about this one. He's got a few famous lines, of course. Lovely Jubbly is one of them. But I think the one that keeps coming to my mind is, this time next year we'll be millionaires. But again, I'm not sure he'd say it to a newborn. I'm going to go for that one. Am I right? I hope I am. I don't want to end on a wrong answer. He said that this time next year they'll be millionaires. Oh, thank God for that. I didn't really want to end on a wrong one. Okay, well, thank you for watching this video. I wanted to get some more content out there. My next video will not be only Force Narcissus related, although I've said that before. But I definitely will be doing more of these videos. I did enjoy doing this one. It's interesting for me to do the quiz as well. I'll rub out all the answers so that I can ask questions on my favourite episodes, obviously the ones I've gone straight to on here when I got this book. I'm not sure how YouTube copyright works, but it's definitely worth plugging the book if anyone was interested in buying it. I bought it from The Works. It has a little bit, I'll just lift up to the camera there, a little bit of marks there which doesn't affect the book in any way. It's still structurally sound. And because of that reason I bought it for £2, which is a very good buy. Normally it would be, blimey, £9.99. I do like this book because you can write down the answers as I've already done, although I was sensible enough to do it in pencil. But it's really good. There's a lot of questions in here, so I recommend this to any Force Narcissus fan if you've not already got this book. I hope you did well on the quiz. I hope you enjoyed it, most important thing. And I look forward to doing another one soon. But before that, I will be doing another video on other nostalgic things from the 90s. But I won't give it away just yet because I've got a few ideas. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you on the next video.